to a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. I hope this is finding you and yours doing well. My name is Angela Petrilli here with my friends at Fishman for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. Today's episode is pre-recorded, but don't worry, we're going to have a ton of fun with this one. We're going to be learning Walk on the Ocean by Toad the Wet Sprocket. I have gotten a ton of requests for this song. It's a fun one, it's easy, it's a beautifully written song. So, have your acoustic guitar in standard tuning for this one with a capo positioned on the 4th fret. So all of the chords I'm going to talk about today, okay, they're relative to the capo position at fret number 4. As always, you guys are enjoying the lessons. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really does help the cause and helps get the word out there. And pressing that like button and that thumbs up really does help a ton. So I really appreciate that. And if you guys want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including my RS Spectrum DI, the silver box that I absolutely love, go ahead and click the link in the video description below. And while you're there, would love if you join me on Patreon. A lot of you ask how you can support me for all of these YouTube lessons. Join my Patreon page. It's a ton of fun. We have a blast. It's good stuff. So, as always, you guys know I like to ask a question before we get started, so please let me know where you are tuning in from and a song that reminds you of summertime. So, where you're tuning in from and songs that remind you of the summer. Really glad you're here. Acoustic guitar, capo on the 4th fret in standard tuning. Here we go. Here's Walk on the Ocean. Really fun song, very beautiful song, and quite simple. Again, verses and chorus, it's a ton of fun. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna look at the verse here. It's gonna start with a G over B chord, okay? So how we're gonna do this is you're gonna get your first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, again, in accordance to the capo at the 4th fret, all right? So first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then your 3rd finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the B string. We're going to be using this 3rd finger a lot as a pivot finger for many of these chords in this song. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll be sure to call them out when they happen, okay? So we have a G over B. So think of it as a G chord, okay, without this low G note. We're just going to play with that B, okay, as the root. So just like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to strum the A string, D string, G string, and B string. So try not to hit the low E or the high E. So that's what we want. Now notice how I have my 2nd finger here placed to mute that low E string if I happen to catch it. So that's something that you can do if you don't quite trust yourself in your strumming. That's something that you could do, but you could just play it like that and it'll sound just fine. All right, so we have G over B, and it's going to be a down, up, okay? Pretty simple. Just like that. From there, we're going to go to C add 9. So notice, 3rd finger, it's right there, okay? 3rd fret of the B string, we're not moving it. What we are moving is that 2nd finger, placing it now on the 2nd fret of that A string. Just like that. Now, from watching a lot of live versions, I sometimes hear them play it like this, where you place your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, so the chord would sound like this, which is a very beautiful C add 9 chord. But sometimes I don't hear, okay, that first finger that goes on the second fret of the D string. Sometimes I'm not hearing it. So you can choose to just play it like that and have that second finger muting that D string, like this, or you can choose to place your first finger on the second fret of the D string, like that. So I will leave it up to you. Both sound particularly great, all right? And again, same strumming pattern. So here we go again, going between G over B, C add 9, then back to G over B. All right, so here we go. And again, utilizing that third finger as that pivot point. Let's go ahead and do that again a couple times here. Again. So notice, nice and tight here. There's not a ton of big sustain. Okay, we want to keep things nice and tight and snappy as we're strumming these chords. Let's go ahead and do that again, just a little bit faster. Just like that. From there, we're going to go to an A major, and how I like to play it is using my second, third, and fourth finger. Okay, second finger on the second fret of the D string, third finger, third fret of the G string, or second fret of the G string with my third finger. There we go. They're all on the second fret. And then my pinky finger, second fret of the B string. Okay. So just like that. Could you use your first finger and play it like that? There are many ways to play A major. I like to play it this way for this song. Okay, so you're going to strum from the A string downward. Just like that. Okay. So in context, sounds like this. I'm going to play it nice and slow. Okay, follow along. Okay. From there, we're going to go to E minor 7. How I like to play this chord: first finger, second fret of the A string, second finger, second fret of the D string, and my third finger on the third fret of the B string. Okay, we're going to be using this as a pivot yet again. So that's how we're going to play the E minor 7, strumming from the E string through the B string, B as in boy. Okay, so that high E string, we're not going to need it. Just like that. Okay, very beautiful, ominous chord. It's quite lovely. So let's go ahead and play through that. Let's do that again. Okay, that's what we're looking for. From there, we're going to go back to that C add 9, utilizing that pivot finger, okay, that third finger on the third fret of the B string. Just like that, to the G over B, moving that first finger now to the second fret of the A string. So let's play that whole first part of the verse, shall we? And if you're enjoying the lesson, please be sure to click that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. It really does help the cause. Here we go, nice and slowly from the top of the verse. And really punch through those downstrokes. It really does add a nice punctuation. So that's something I would suggest you do too. It sounds great. So let's do that again, just a little bit faster. Okay. So from there, directly into an A major chord. We already know how to play it. From there, for context, we're going to go and play a G over B, back to C add 9, back to G over B. So it's going to sound like this, nice and slow. A chord, G over B, Let's do it without the commentary. Here we go from the top. From there, we're going to introduce a new chord. So we're going to play a D over F sharp. Now, I like to play this chord with my thumb. Those of you, I know many of you say, I don't like to play with my thumb, Angela. It's no problem. There's other ways to play it, okay? If you want to play it with your thumb like me, what you could do is this. So you place your thumb just over that second fret of the E string, okay? Once you hear the pitch and it's nice and clear, you've done enough, okay? Don't feel like you really need to squeeze that note to get that F sharp. Just give it just enough pressure to where the tone of the note is nice and clear, and you're good to go, okay? From there, you're going to play a D chord as you naturally would. So those of you who don't know how to play it, I'll show you quickly here. So first 3 fingers, okay? First finger on the second fret of the G string, second finger, second fret of the high E string, third finger, third fret of the B string, and then you wrap that thumb up top. There's your F sharp. So F sharp, so D over F sharp. There it is, okay? And you're going to go ahead and strum everything. Okay, so just like that. Really good stuff. And then down, up, okay? From there, we're going to go back to that A major. Down, up. And what we're going to do here, we're going to play an A sus4. All that is, okay? The pinky finger is the only one that's moving. That pinky finger that's on the second fret of the B string, okay? We're going to move it from that note, second fret, to third fret. Move it just a little bit. It doesn't need to be right next to that fret for you to get the sound, because I know that can be quite a stretch. But see how I'm just there and I can still hear the pitch, okay? And then you're going to go back to the A major. So it's A major, A sus4, back to A. So for context, I'm going to play the second half of the verse. Just like that. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Using that pinky finger, and I know a lot of us don't like to use our pinky finger. We're looking for ways to make it stronger. It's a really great thing to do, okay, to build up strength in that finger. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to go through the entire verse, and then we're going to look at the chorus, and that's pretty much the song. It's really great stuff, and it's quite beautiful. Very beautiful storytelling in this song. They wrote a good one here. So here we go from the top of the verse. I'll play it slow, calling out the chords, and then I will play it a bit faster without the commentary. And again, you're enjoying the lesson, please be sure to click that like button. It really helps the cause. Here we go. Go slow with the commentary. G over B, C add 9, G over B, A, E minor 7, C add 9, G over B, A, G over B, C add 9, G over B, D over F sharp, A sus4, A. Let's do it a little bit faster without the commentary. Here we go. Those are some long chord names. So let's do that again without the commentary here. Follow along. Repeat that. great stuff. Really beautiful, beautiful chords. So from there we go into the chorus. The chorus is going to be only 4 chords. We're going to go to a regular E minor, to G, D over F sharp, to A major. Okay, and we're going to do a really cool walk up from the E minor to the G in this chord. So I'm going to play it through nice and slowly here. The chorus does repeat twice. So I'll play it through, and then I'll talk you through how to play it. All right, so here we go. So what we have there is an E minor. How I like to play this chord most of the time, okay, is getting my second and third finger. Second finger goes in the second fret of the A string, and then my third finger goes in the second fret of the D string. You go ahead and strum every single string. This is what it should sound like. Okay, so just like that. So as far as the strumming here, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. From there, we have that E minor chord, okay? You're going to get your first finger, play the F sharp. So that's in accordance to the capo, okay? It's going to be the second fret of the E string, getting that second finger now, okay, to the third fret in accordance to the capo on the low E string. So for context, sounds like this. Leading in, walking up to that G major chord. Now, I'm choosing to play G major like this in this part of the song. I have my first finger now on the second fret of the A string, okay? That second finger still remaining on that third fret of the low E string. And then we have our third finger, okay, on the high E string, third fret. You want that B string open here, okay? Some of us call this like the kind of country version of G major. Reason why I'm choosing to play it like this, and from watching them, I'm pretty sure this is how they're playing this chord, it mimics the mandolin that you hear on the original recording of this song. It's quite lovely. So I'm choosing to play it this way. Could you play this one and have it sound just as awesome? Absolutely. But having that open B string, I think, adds a really nice touch. Okay, so we have that. From there, we're going to go to that D over F sharp. So you can choose to play it with your thumb, or you could choose to play it like this. So with that D over F sharp, you can use your first finger, okay? Placing that on the second fret of the low E string. You're going to get your second finger, placing that on the second fret of the G string. Third finger, second fret of the high E string, and then pinky finger goes on the third fret of the B string. You can choose to do it this way too, and it sounds great. Or you can play it like this. For me, it's just a little bit easier because I'm not messing around with the D chord. So up to you. Both sound great. Okay, and having that pinky there. It's pretty great stuff. And then from there, we go to A major. Okay, so from there, let's go ahead and look at that chorus from the top. And I realized the last time we did D over F sharp, I didn't mention how to play it with the first finger, but there you go. So from the top of the chorus, nice and slowly here again, I'm going to call out those chords. So E minor, G, D over F sharp, to A. Let's do that again. E minor, G, D over F sharp, A. And that on that second pass, that A major, go ahead and let it ring. That leads us very nicely into our second verse. So that's the entire song right there. We are done. That's the whole thing. What we're going to do here is we're going to go through all of it. Okay, we're going to go through that verse and that chorus and play this through a couple times. This is a really fun song to play, and it has just beautiful imagery in it too. So I encourage you, if you haven't listened to this song yet or heard of this band, go and check them out. Really great stuff. So from the top of the verse, gonna play it a little bit faster. And again, you're enjoying the lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, helps the cause. And while you're there, check out all the cool fisherman gear I'm using in these lessons today. So here you go, top of the song, we're gonna start with the verse. Here we go. Up to our chorus, E minor. Repeat. Verse 2. Chorus, here we go, E minor. Okay, so that's the song. From there we have like this bridge part, and it's the same chords as the chorus, all right? So again, that E minor, G to D over F sharp to A. So we play that part. Now, there's two different versions of the song, which I found to be very interesting. When I watched them play it live, they go through verse 3, and then they end the song. And then there's a longer version of it where they do a chorus out, which I found very cool too. Both are really awesome versions, really neat. So if I were to play it where we stop at the end of verse 3, it will sound like this. So I'm going to do a chorus and then into that verse 3 end. Okay? That sounds like this. So top of the verse, or top of the chorus rather. Here we go. So walk on the ocean. Those are the lyrics. Here we go. Repeated. We go into that bridge. Gonna play that one more time. Same chords as the chorus. Into our verse, verse 3. That. So that's a verse 3 ending, really beautiful. You let that A chord just ring through. The end of the song. Now, if we wanted to play the more extended version, we would do a chorus, repeated, 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 and then it fades out. So from that A chord, A sus4, A, to that last chorus E minor. Repeat that again. Pretty great stuff. So this song is such a wonderful example of great pivot points that you can use. So a lot of times I get messages from a lot of you saying, you know, what are some good songs where I can work on pivot points, where I can work on strumming and just getting better at switching. This is a great song to do that with because we are utilizing, right, that third finger in particular for this song, right? And we are using that as our pivot, kind of a home base as we're switching, like say from that end of the first half of the verse, right? So we're going from that E minor 7 to the C add 9 to that G over B. It allows us to keep that strumming in motion, right? For my beginners, right? I know that sometimes playing chords and strumming at the same time is really hard. I remember I was a beginner once, and that was really tough stuff. So songs like this where we can utilize keeping one finger in place and work on that switching while maintaining a really good groove with our strumming hand is really lovely. So some other things to think about when you are strumming this chord, try and be very relaxed when you are playing all the chords in this song. We don't want to be too rigid because I feel like a lot of that rigidness you can hear and the strumming may sound like a bit sticky. So by having a very relaxed and supple wrist is going to allow you to, right, and strumming from the elbow I find a lot of times is very helpful too, is going to allow a very beautiful flowy strum versus being a little too tense. So I'm someone who likes to strum with my fingers just out a little bit. I don't have a very tight closed fist when I am strumming. I've got something nice and open here, and I'm letting the pick do the work for me here. So allow the pick to really brush over those strings. We don't want to dig, just allow them to brush. I don't know where that thumbs up came from, but there we go. So, so allow that strumming hand, okay, to be nice and loose. We don't want it rigid because we can really hear when it's too strong, like we'll really hear that pick up against the string. So I encourage you when you're strumming, be nice and relaxed. Be nice and relaxed. And even if you just have to do one chord at a time, right? Even if this doing that G over B. Practice being very present as you're strumming, okay? Nice and light and relaxed, okay? Let the pick do the work for you. So those are things that just some words of encouragement, things to think about when you're strumming. Again, I want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me run these lessons week after week. It's been such a blast. It's been almost 4 years since I've been doing these lessons, which is bananas. So thank you all so much for being on the journey with me too. And most certainly, really want to thank all of you for tuning in. Thank you for being so kind to one another in the comments. I just really appreciate the really beautiful community that we are building here on the Riff Rundown. And thank you all just for being so kind and uplifting, not only to me, but to your fellow musicians that are here learning along with you. I see it and I recognize it. So kudos to all of you. Thanks for being so cool and so nice, because music is great and it's wonderful to be nice to each other too. So a friend told me it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. So thank you all for being just wonderful in both senses. So thank you all so much. So this is, again, just such a blast. And as always, wishing you so much success in your musical journeys. You're enjoying the lessons. Please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really does help the cause. And if you want to support me on my musical journey, you can visit my website, angelapetrillimusic.com, and buy my merch. It really does help a ton. So I appreciate you all very much. Again, wishing you much success in your musical journeys.